Greetings, Elder Blacklight, your motivator. You got the kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge you won't get in college. And I'm so glad I woke up in time. And Allah gave me back my right mind. From the land of Nod to the kingdom of God. Rise and shine. And it's time for you to take control of your mind, body, and soul. We still collecting the dots. We're collecting the dots. And around a month, not a month, but maybe a week or two or better, within a month, this was discovered, a massive amount of guns in California. Now, somehow I contend that the death of Nipsey and those maneuvers that the military was doing out in California. This was found in California, right? All these guns in a well-off section of California. The police got a tip. Look at all those guns. Enough guns to start a war. Blacklight. Check this out.
The context of this increase in violence. So January and February of this year, this city averaged approximately 13 shooting victims a week. And that number, while it may sound high, is actually for Los Angeles Police Department and the Lost City of Angels, it was at and below last year's numbers and the year before, substantially. March, we saw that number double to 26 on average. And nearly entirely that increase was in 77th area of South Los Angeles. 70.
Now, these guns were they were found in a $17 million neighborhood next door to J.Z., John McEnroe, somewhere around Michael Jackson house, around the Playboy Mansion. The name of the spot was Homely Hills. A platinum they considered that the platinum triangle. Hugh Hefner, there's been reports of him being tied to the CIA. And John Paul Getty's girlfriend, Cynthia Beck, this was her home. I mean, she wasn't living in there. The home was abandoned. Having nobody been able to contact her, find out what was happening. Now we connecting the dots. Before they found the guns, uh, March 31st, that's when they assassinated Nipsey because he was trying to bring the gangs together. That was one reason. It could have been several reasons. But they don't want the gangs to come together. So what was all those weapons doing? Were they going, who was they going to, who was going to get those weapons? Well, as the case unfolds, as time travels into the future, when we go back in the future, when they were selling the Old West, and they wanted the Caucasian European wanted to take over the United States, and he would bring weapons to a particular tribe, gun runners, what they used to call them, gun runners. Sell it to the Indians. The Indians, were sitting on the top of a whole lot of gold, silver and stuff. And they would sell it to these gun runners. And the gun runners would cause trouble between different tribes. And then the army, the U.S. cavalry, would come in, and before you know it, that particular spot, that particular territory that they was having wars in belonged to the U.S. government. And they would relocate those Indians that were left after they knocked off each other, and then the army came in and knocked off the rest of them. There was only a few left. They couldn't fight. They confiscate the guns, take some of them to the fort, put them in prison, and hang some of them who wouldn't cooperate. Then take them off that particular spot that they was in, that particular territory, piece of land that they was on, and put them on a non-productive, in the desert down there, hillsides or whatever, and tell them to live there. This is your reservation. We catch you off this reservation, you're going to prison, or this means war, whatever, So you got Nipsey bringing the gangs together. Plus he's buying up. He had plans to buy up, and expand on the marathon houses and whatever. Then on top of that, a documentary. Then on top of that, he was making a deal with J.Z. They find the guns not too far from J.Z.'s home. See, all this spot belonged to Nipsey, see. And him, he was had a whole lot of plans. He was deeper than people thought he was. So he was a threat. He was a threat. Yeah, this brother was very, very smart, very wise. But who he was connected to and who was connected to him is the key. Yeah. And I don't know, just it's something that needs to be, there's a bigger picture involved. That's why we trying to connect these dots. It's something that needs to be investigated thoroughly. There's a connection with all those guns by J.Z.'s house. It's a connection, you know, it's not no coincidence. It's a connection there, but where the connection is to be found is who is the connection? And then they I think they passed a law saying that it was all right. They lifted the ban on some type of gun control they had in L.A. And Eric Holder used to work for Obama. It's getting deep, you know. It's worth looking into by all of us, because it's going to affect the whole. Of course, you're going to have those people with stars in their eyes, but the wise and awake brothers and sisters, we're going to do some digging. Time will reveal anything anyway. You just got to pay attention to what time reveals. This is Black Light.